to another episode. Today's guest is a beast at wholesaling. He's been playing this game for a very, very long time. He's going to help us to improve our real estate marketing and a few other things. Let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce to you Mr. Nasar El Arabi. Nasar, what's up, bro? How you
Hey,
feeling,
what's
man?
going on, Oliver? Thank you for having me on, man.
Man, it's my absolute pleasure. I apologize for whatever technical difficulties we might have experienced prior to this. It does happen at times, but you know, this is the game we play, man. You know how it goes. So, Nas, I went over a light brush on what you do, but if you could please give them a full-on background about who you are, all the great things you do, because you've affected many lives and you've changed a lot of lives just by being yourself. So I'm gonna let you have the floor.
All right, well, thank you, man, and thank you for the kind words, bro. All praises due to God. So first things first, man. He enabled me to bless others. But with that being said, man, I've been involved in real estate since 2007.
Wow.
Okay, I've been involved in real estate since 2007, and I bought my first fix and flip in '07, inspired by those TV shows. Me and my man, we end up losing 7 grand a piece, man. So for those who wasn't around, wondering like, how do y'all get money for a house? We were young, like I was 24, but basically the way we got money for the house was at that time that was
Mm-hmm.
literally right before the mortgage crash. All right, so the housing crash. All you like literally like when people say all you needed was a post to get a home loan, like they're not lying. Like all you needed was a post. There was something called stated income loans, where you walk in the loan officer office and he tells you how much you make a year, and boom, you get a house. You know
Right.
what I mean? Like, it's that crazy.
That's not
So
bad. That's not bad.
yeah, so that's sick. So I started out there. Sold. We ended up losing 7,000 a piece, so 14K on that. I moved down to Charlotte, North Carolina in 2008 from New Jersey,
Okay.
and from me moving down in Charlotte, North Carolina. What happened next was I um, got into I bought some rentals. Okay, I bought a
Okay.
rental in '08, the traditional way, making $10 an hour. I worked in the call center, bought one in '09. After that, they told me my debt to income was too high because my original strategy was to collect rentals and
Mm-hmm.
exit the job place. So I found out. I read the book called Rich Dad Poor Dad. Found out about the RIA, Real Estate Investment Association. Joined my local RIA, Metro Line of RIA here in Charlotte, and from joining that, I learned about wholesaling houses in
Right.
2010. Learned about wholesale houses in 2010. I got a mentor in 2011. Did my first wholesale deal in 2011. I got fired from my job in September of 2012. I've been wholesaling since September 2012. Since I got fired, my highest paying job is 38,000 a year. Um, that's with my bachelor's degree, man. And I want to say last year we probably did about 1.2, 1.3 around there,
Ooh,
gross, my company.
that's not bad, man. Congratulations. That's good stuff, bro.
Thanks, bro.
Listen, man. Yeah. So I've been following you for 2013, 2014.
Damn.
I think I started following you. Yeah, I've been following you for a minute. I was deployed, and I I started watching you. And I think it was Max. Y'all doing a bunch of stuff. As a matter of fact, the first time I was introduced to you, you were doing a development in Charlotte, and Max had come by to visit you, and you were walking him through the whole thing. How did you? And before we get into the marketing part, I want to hit. There's a couple things I want to get to. I want to talk about your time in development. I want to make sure we talk a little bit about your recent trip to Ghana, if you're open to that.
Hell yeah.
That seemed real. That seemed really eye opening, just for you, and then for me to watch you vicariously live that through you was eye opening for me as well. So let's dive into the development part first. How'd you get started going? How'd you get from the wholesaling part to development?
How did I get from the wholesaling part to development is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Basically, all right. One of my lenders, I was going to
Okay.
rehab a house, and
All
one of
right.
my lenders, he came to look at the house. It's in a neighborhood down the street from the Panthers Stadium. Carolina Panthers. For those who don't watch sports, that's football.
Keep pounding.
And
Sorry.
my boy know about it. Okay, okay.
Yeah, let's
So
go.
with that being said, I had a deal in there, man, and I called him up. I said, "Look, I got this 800 square foot house. It's a 2 bedroom, 1 bath house. I need 90,000 for purchase, and
Mhm.
then I need 100,000 to fix up. Once we're done, we're probably to be 1,300 square feet, 3 bedroom, 2 bath. And what I'm going to do is sell it for 280." He said, "All right, let me come look at it." So we come, we're standing there, we're looking at the house. He said, "Man, how much gonna be in construction?" I said, "About 100." He said, "Well, did your contractor go under the house?" I said, "No."
Mhm.
He said, "Well, when okay, it's gonna be more than 100 because he didn't go under his house. This foundation, he gonna find problems in this foundation. I'm telling you, he
Oh
gonna
my
find
god.
problems in this foundation." He said, "Bro, you might as well knock it over and start over." I said, "Man,
Yes.
I ain't never done. I said, I never done that before."
Right.
He said, "Well, um, man, I'm telling you, man, it's gonna be a lot of problems because once they rip this up and they do your extension, they're gonna find foundation issues. Man, it ain't worth it. Just knock it over and start over." I said, "Man, listen, I don't want to mess up your money, so I don't even want to do that." So he was like, because I said I never done it before. He was like, "Well," he said, "I don't want you to mess up my money, but
Right.
what if I partner with you? Would you do it?" I said, "Yeah, let's do it. Absolutely." So that's the way we did it, and that's how I got into new construction.
Wow. So basically, it was just somebody coming to you. And he was basically saving you behind because he knew it was going to go south as soon as you got in there and started getting the work done.
He knew for sure it was going to go south. Which he was. I probably ended up spending about 120, 130 on that. So he knew. I mean, I would. I mean, I would have been able to get it done. Which
Right.
that happens. I mean, you fire contractors. You going way over now and all this. So I've been there before multiple times. So yeah, but yeah, he was right. Like you said, he was saving my behind.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. I've seen some people. I've heard of a guy going. I think he went almost a year and a half doing one property, and he bought it for 70. He was well over like 150. Now, when it came to at that point in time, it was like 150, and I was like, I want to say 5 or 6 months ago, but he had been into it for about a year and a half already, and the pot just kept going. Like it was a money pit, but I think he ran into those same problems. So it's good that you had somebody like that, but that kind of speaks to it being a team sport in real estate. It's not a one man show, which a
To
lot of people
be,
go
to
off
be
to.
honest with you, I got a deal like that right now. I did a partnership and I'm
Mm,
paying for it. Had it for over a year, and I'm
sheesh.
well over 100,000 in that my own money. So yeah, that those things happen. Hopefully I'll get on the market this month. But
Right,
yeah, man, like those things happen in this business, man, and so unfortunately, so like you said, it's a team sport.
right,
So as a team sport, when something go wrong, it's either are you going to sit there and blame that guy, or you're going to sit there and say, "Well, look, I got to do what I got to do because I got to get this to the finish line," and it is what it is. So
right.
yeah, man. But real estate is a sport, is a business where you can make a lot of money. Real estate is also a business you can lose a lot of money.
Yes, it is. Well, let me ask you this then, Nas. What's your guidance to those? Because you got a lot of students who follow you when it comes to wholesaling. I'm sure you had some people try and follow what you do when it comes to development. But what's your guidance to those people when they hear stories like yours or like the one you're going through and you've been in the game for plus 13, 14, 15 years? What's your guidance to them? Because that's a big fear that people are going to have to deal with, particularly when they start out in the real estate business or in wholesaling as well. Like it's just, those ebbs and flows are real. It's not easy to do this. It's simple, but it's not easy to play this game.
Okay, so did my personal opinion, right? This
Mm-hmm.
is where I went wrong. I went wrong because I did a partnership with a contractor and I didn't require them to bring any money. I just it was gonna be we wasn't doing a 50-50 split, but they were bringing labor,
Right.
which so I messed up at that point. That was my fault. So I take on the ownership of it and I'm gonna get it done. So if you're getting in the partnership, make sure the person's bringing something you don't bring. If you're getting a partnership with rehabs, bro, you cannot get it's. I'm not gonna say you can. People trusted me
Right.
to get in partnerships with them with no money. One of my lenders always told me, the one that did the partnership with the rehab of the new build,
Yeah.
but I realized why they always say, look, bro, I don't like to do partnerships because they always end up in court, this, that, and the third. On my side, when I got in these rehab or in these partnerships,
Mm-hmm.
they never ended up in court because I'm somebody who I'm going to do what I say I'm going to do.
Right.
I'm not, if Oliver, if you're bringing all the money and you have the experience and I'm bringing the deal, I'm not going to argue with you that we need uh, what's that called? Quartz countertops. Hey, bro, look, Grand is good. Oh, you say Grand is good? Grand's good to me. Hey,
Right.
bro, I'm the easiest guy to work with. Okay,
Right. Right.
it's just that due to my fault, I didn't require them to bring money to the table. If
Right.
I required them to bring money to the table, that would have eliminated them up front, and I would have avoided the headache.
That makes sense. That makes sense. It's I guess it's one of those lessons you just got to learn. I think we all end up learning at some point in time.
It's part of the game, man. You can't let it, man. You can't let losses get to your head or your heart.
Right.
Yes, it's hard, man, but you cannot let that get. You got to keep your eye on the prize, man. This business is hard. Success is a journey. It's not a destination. You don't become successful and everything goes right because, for example, right?
Right.
Now, Oliver, I want to say you came up during the same time as me.
Mm-hmm.
So you probably remember during the 90s, whereas all those athletes, man, and entertainers that were big names, and now they're broke today. And,
Yeah.
and when I say
Yeah.
broke, living, lower middle class or middle class, but they were successful at one point. But
Right.
again, my statement, success is not a destination. It's a journey, bro. It's something that keeps going. So now you fast forward today, these guys are a lot more smarter. They're investing. They're
Hands
investing their
down.
money. They're talking to each other now, not like in the 90s, whereas guys didn't really talk on the offseason. LeBron came in and changed that whole mind. Hey, bro, we gonna hang out, They talking. Hey, who you investing money with? Which is great for them. Maybe their employers don't like it so much. You
Right.
know what I mean? But it's excellent for them. So with that being said, man, it's all about just learning from not only your mistake, from the mistakes of others and doing the right thing, man. So, I've been blessed because the losses I've taken on stuff, that can put you out of business. But I've been blessed and able to, continue on.
That's a fact. And for those of you who are trying to learn from mistakes, make sure you check out Max and Nas. Max and Nas' site. It's one deal. Is it onedealaway.com, Max, or is it?
No, it's one deal away. It's maxandnas.com, man. Check out
Okay.
maxandnas.com, man. It's one
There you
deal
go.
away.
There you go. I'm not getting any affiliates. Just so everybody knows who's listening and watching. There's no affiliate. I just like Nas and like Max. I want to make sure I give back to the people that I learned from. Hopefully, y'all can pull some stuff out of as well. So, all right, let's get into the before we get into Ghana, Nas. Let's hit the meat of the situation. Let's talk some about the marketing part, because being in the field that you're in, both doing development, both wholesaling, both hoteling, as well as all the other stuff that you've seen with some of the people who you run around with in your circle. What would you say are like their top 5 ways of attracting real estate deals to you as opposed to you having to go and hunt them down?
Can you repeat that question? I'm sorry.
Absolutely. What would you say is your top 5 ways of attracting real estate deals to you as opposed to you having to go and chase them down?
Well, in the course, we talk about we do 3 ways. We recommend 2. We got more than 3 ways in the course, but you got the ringless voicemail, the cold calling, and the texting, driving for dollars, and mailing.
Right. Right.
But my team, we focus right now on texting and cold calling.
Now, why is that? Why you focus on cold calling and texting as opposed to the other 3?
That's what's working for us, man. And if you come from the mail
Right.
era, where you had
Right.
the mail for the deals, man, texting and cold calling is a lot cheaper than sending mail.
Yes, it is. Lord knows it is. But so here's always been my question, Nas. I've experienced a couple things when living in Kentucky. I was having better luck with taking like a red post-it note or a red note and putting it on the doors, right? as opposed to cold calling. I cold call, and man, I was hitting brick walls. Now that could be because I was a trash cold caller, but just argument's sake, do you feel like the tactic changes dictated by the location, and then how do you figure that out when you do?
Um, as far as the location of what? I'm sorry.
So when you're at, let's say you're in Charlotte right now, right? You're in Charlotte, the deal's working out. You're doing, like you said, you're doing the cold calling, and that part's working. But if you were to move to, let's say, uh,
Idaho.
Tappahannock, Virginia, for whatever reason,
Yeah.
right? And it's the door knocking is working better. How are you deciding when you go into a new market? Okay, this is the tactic I'm going to use, or do you automatically just go to your default cold calling and figuring out from there?
I always mind go to my default, bro. Like
Yeah,
with the text and the cold calling. I mean, eventually all this stuff is gonna go away. But right now it works, so that's what I'm gonna do. What works.
right,
Certain markets you have to test in your market. You are right, bro. Certain markets, cold calling and texting might not work. Then door knocking might work. That might work better. Because
right,
if you want them high end markets in California, ideally like I know a guy who specifically works high end.
mm,
Um, and I when I say high, high end, I'm talking, $1 million or better. $1 million, ain't really, that it can get more expensive than that where the neighborhood he focusing. Well, in that area, letters and door knocking works best. The cold calling and text stuff don't work at all.
right.
So it all depends on your area. You got to text, but with me, if I'm in the general market that I play in, like that 300,000 and below, then yeah, I'm gonna do a whole bunch of texting and cold calling.
Nice. Let me ask you this. So then, what has been your kind of go-to skill with cold calling? Because you've done some cold calling yourself, and from what I've seen and what I understand, and what I've learned from you and a couple others, you're no slouch when it comes to the cold calling. That's not something I feel like you highlight that often, but you don't.
Yeah,
You're not a game when it comes to cold calling either. How'd you develop those skills?
but I practice. It's just repetition. Practice, repetition, bro.
It's easy enough, easy enough. So, all right, now let's get in. So we talked about the five deals, your background. We talked about your development, or not the five deals, the five ways to get real estate deals. There's one really interesting, and this is kind of a change after I've been watching some of the stuff that you had going on IG for the last couple of weeks. Your trip to Ghana. What was the most eye-opening experience about that for you when you took that trip, and what lessons did you learn from that trip that you want to bring into what you do now?
Okay, so Ghana turned into to a business trip, running with over there with Max Master. I was going over there to party, have a ball, you know what I mean, do all types of hood rat stuff in Africa. You
Right.
know what I mean? I was ready to do all types of stuff they just wasn't used to. But yeah, you roll with Max, man, it turned into a straight business meeting. So
Yeah.
with that, yeah, bro, it was meeting, no club, meeting, no club. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it was crazy. So anyway, so all right, as an adult, I'm from North Jersey, and
Yeah.
North Jersey is diverse as hell, right? So we
Right.
we grew up with everything. Okay, of course, similar to everywhere else. Growing up on TV, you watched the TV in the '90s. Africa, they was poor as hell. Um,
It's a
poor.
fact. We had
That's how they
the fly
was,
commercials and stuff like that. The fly flying
bro.
in, all that stuff.
15 cents a day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, all right. I knew as an adult
Right.
with talking to everybody because as long as all right, I don't know how to say this, but
Be honest. Just be honest. Be free, bro. Be honest. Be
I'm gonna be
free.
real. I'm gonna be real with Jordans. All right,
Let's hear it.
like the more educated you are, and I'm not saying academically smart,
Right.
but the more educated you are,
Mm-hmm.
um, the more educated you are, the more open minded. If you notice, like, right, the races are normally not smart. I'm not saying all the time because we
Right.
know that the system is rigged, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Systematic racism. Racism not always smart, but as you know, you getting older, it was you begin to talk to people and Haitians, Africans, whatever. They're like, yo, no, that's what they show y'all on TV of our country.
Right.
Our country is nice. the people are beautiful, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
and as an adult, I realized that being open minded, et cetera, and because they were depicted one way, like Haiti's poor and dirty. Bro, Haiti has beautiful spots you can tour at. I've never been to. I've seen the pictures. I want to go. And Africa has, man, bro, Africa is the motherland. Everything comes from Africa. So with that being, it's the richest continent. So with that being said, however, bro, I'm thinking these people in Africa is gonna be like poor and
Right.
just gonna be happy that I'm there. You know what I mean? Like they just gonna just, oh my God, he has the American dollar. You know what I mean? And just fall out. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
I'm with you.
Bruh, nah,
That
bro.
was
It
not the
was
case.
that was not the case, bro. Like they got more money than us, bro. And
Bro,
I'm not saying when I say us, I'm not saying the guys that's in the top 5% here in America, as far as
right.
income earners. Top 1% is 400,000. If I'm bro, like the reason why I say some people, why you say I have money, bro? I was in Accra, okay, Accra, which is in Ghana,
Okay.
so that's West Africa,
Right.
bro. There's no credit system. So that means their
Wait,
houses,
hold on.
they pay cash.
Wait. No, Nas. We not just brushing over that. We not just rolling past that. There's no credit system, so there's no loans, nothing like that. It's just straight up hand over fist cash money. That's it,
That's it, bro.
dude.
That's it, bro. Cash money for everything, bro. No cars.
Mm-hmm.
Now we were with some people who were trying to get the credit system to Africa, which what I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm gonna say they're doing very well.
Right.
So in Africa, when got like there's no bankruptcy. Like if I don't got it, I don't got it. Like you know what I mean? Like whereas here is now
Quit claim bank
granted,
service, all kind of stuff.
right, exactly. So all right, this is the way I explain it to people. Like all right, so now the more you travel, the more you go outside the country.
Okay.
Hands down, bro, America is the greatest place to live. Hands down, bro. Like yo, like that is bro, for you to be an American is it's a blessing. Even with what they did to African Americans and all that, like it's a blessing because if you're smart in America,
Right.
you can leverage credit to wealth.
It's a fact. That's a fact.
One of my okay, like just how you leverage well, like a real estate investor or
Mm-hmm.
leverage can be broke. Like me, I was working in the call center. I was leveraging credit to buy real estate, okay,
Okay.
and create cash flow, create additional income. One of my lenders, he became a millionaire because he leveraged credit to buy stocks. He said, I used to do balance transfers, get the money,
Mm-hmm.
and put it in the stock market. And this is prior to Home Depot going public.
Right.
So he was said I was he said if you're a management or more, any management position at Home Depot prior to going public, you can they let you buy a private stock in the company. He
Oh
said, yo,
wow.
every year, every quarter, every year would just go up. So he said it was a no brainer. He said, yo, I had my wife take out credit cards to buy it. So eventually in the late 90s,
I love it.
in the late 90s, he became a million. They say he walked away with a net worth like 3-4 million cash though, cash. So he was like,
Yee.
he was like, yo, he said, man, my boss, when I told my boss for my 2 weeks, he said, are you crazy? He
Right.
said, bro, you know how much I worth? I'm worth $12 million liquid. And you're leaving? But it came to a point, he was like, bro, look, man, I'm not, man. He's like, yo, look, man, I don't watch one of my kids miss all their sporting events.
Right.
He said he had another kid going to high school playing sports. So he was like, I wasn't missing that. So he was like, yo, I'm going to just tap out. And he got into real estate. And, now he's a major private lender in town. So, yeah. So with that being said, but you can leverage your way to credit. And I mean, leverage your way to wealth if you're smart. Not many people
Right.
do in America.
Of
We
course.
know that in America, right? In America, people will run to go get debt to appear to look rich instead of being rich. Okay,
Yeah.
but
That's a fact. That's a fact. It's what made IG popular. You think about it. Like people were taking pictures with toilet bowls, right? Next to a pitcher with water and acting like they was on a plane. Like that's how bad That's how bad it is. So you really went out, bought a toilet bowl, and bought a poster for the toilet bowl, and put it on IG to look like they rich, as opposed to going something to make themselves rich. Like that's crazy. But anyway, I say that to agree with you, by the way, Nas. But go ahead, keep
Yeah, no,
going.
yeah, and it's all right. So you can America has it like you travel the world, you're going to see the benefits America has. Now,
Right.
there's a lot of opportunity in Ghana, but there's no credit. All right, there's no credit system. So if you don't have the cash to buy it, like
You can't get
you
it.
got to figure out a way to get the money to buy it. So the development in Accra is city. Like Accra, you could compare Accra to a New York City, a Chicago, a major city here in America.
Right.
It's not dirt rock. It's not people living in houses. They got apartments. Now this is different. This is another reason uh, most people probably wouldn't survive over there because when you sign a 1 year lease, you got to pay 1 year rental payments up front.
Wow.
When you sign 2 year, you pay 2 years up front.
Sheesh. Man.
This is what they like. It's the cash system. So you figure, Oliver, if I buy the house cash, bro, you gotta pay me my rent cash, bro. Like so,
Right.
and that's the way it works over there. So
Wow.
all those nice cars you see, cash. Like people got the title to them. If their country, like we seen multiple G wagons, which was
Right.
surprising to me. If they, they do have a Benz dealership over there, but if it's a car that they can't get, let's say a Cadillac Escalade EXV for
Mm-hmm.
2021 fully loaded, here is going to run us about I know somebody who got one, ran about 120,000, and he
Right.
paid cash. To get it to Africa, you probably gonna pay about between 200 and 240,000 total.
So that's just
I
that, but you that's just to get it to Africa.
That's to get it to Africa. To get it to Africa. So by the time you get to Africa, you're gonna pay 200, 240. So that's what they pay. And when we went to the nights we went to the club, bro, like
Mm-hmm.
I mean, girl, that's the club, so I can be a small percentage, but
Right.
again, we're in the top 1% here, so we rolling with guys. We got connected with the people that's getting money over there.
Right.
So
Of course.
we rubbing shoulders, with the money, and we were just getting exposed to things and different business opportunities and things of that nature. And bro,
Right.
let me just tell you, bro, it's crazy, bro. Like, yo, it's wide open for opportunity over in Africa, bro. We was hearing stories about, a street dude from the states. You
Mm-hmm.
know, last year, I mean, he's a pretty popular guy, but he's from the states. Last year, he did 9 figures in 1 year. 9 figures in 1 year, like it's
In
a
one
lot.
year.
It's a lot of opportunity around there, man. Ghana is, you might as well say, a new country, right? Because they got their
Right.
independence in 1957. To your listeners, what that mean when I say a new country, they got their independence in 1957. So prior to 1957, well, let's go back. Slavery ended in America on paper in 1863.
Right.
Okay, so it ended on paper. So when I say ended on paper, to your listeners, what I mean is 1865, June 19th, when we celebrate Juneteenth, the Union had to march to plantations to physically free the slaves. There was no
Okay.
social media, no TV. The owners, the slave owners, did not say, "Hey, look, y'all are free." So they had to come, what I mean, to physically free them.
Right.
Um, with that being said, so 1865, slavery ended. Okay. Prior to that, most of the Africans came through West Africa. The El Mino Castle was located in Ghana. It's about 3 hours from Accra. The British were responsible for kidnapping and raping these people and taking them to the New World. The New World was America. Okay, other countries. Okay, so America stopped slavery in 1865. The coast of Africa, they were still kidnapping Africans, putting them into slavery into other countries, and participating in illegal slave trading up until they got kicked out the castle in 1957. That's what Ghana got its independence.
Okay. Wow, I didn't
So
know
when
that.
I say
Okay.
a new country, that's when like they're starting to, now developing. They have a campaign like geared to African Americans to get people back home by giving them incentives and things like that. And I say get people back home, getting people back to Ghana. So they want to get skilled people there because they're now focusing on building up. That's the play. Like for those who don't know, yeah, we know Dubai is a major tourist destination today. However, 21 years ago, it was all desert. But what happened was money came in. Money came in and built that up. So Ghana is working on doing the same thing. Hey, we need to get money, skilled Americans over here, skilled people over here, and we're gonna build this joint up. My problem is like with the for the skyscrapers joints is there's no credit system, so you really got to raise the cash. So you'll see projects that started and stopped because people ran out of money. Because yeah, you can get this building for $1.2 million, but it might need 15, $16 million to get done after you get everything. I mean, you're talking about, of course, you might get quoted 8 million, but if it go over, what I mean, you like, whoa, you told me I'm paying cash. I got my partners. Well, I got to pull out this thing. You know what I'm saying? So there's no credit system. Whereas prior to 1963, when America was focused on building out suburban American, what they did was they gave the white developers lines of credit to build that out, and they just couldn't allow African Americans to live in these houses. And they did not allow. They wasn't giving no black person no loan. So a white guy can't get a loan to build out African American housing. So damn sure wasn't gonna give no to no black person. So with that being said, America got built out on credit. Whereas, Ghana is now going through that process of building out. It's a beautiful place, beautiful city, and
Right.
all of West Africa is on the water, man.
So this is also that was also happening during like the redlining time, right? Where redlining was still going on, heavy.
Redlining was going on pre civil rights and after civil rights.
Right. And
Yeah,
technically,
redlining. Yeah,
technically,
redlining was
it's
going.
it's, it's still technically happening a little bit now. Like it's still in
Absolutely.
some laws.
Yeah.
I see it's still in some books when you write up, you get the contract and all that stuff back. It's still in there in some states, which is wild.
Yeah,
Absolutely
no,
wild.
yeah, redlining, yeah, still going today. But yeah, now that went on pre civil rights and post civil rights. That's how
Right.
they, kept certain neighborhoods the way they white post 1968 when the second
Right.
civil rights act passed after Martin.
Now, all right. So we're gonna go back to Ghana. I got another question for you. Actually, it's actually about the book that you're reading right now. I know there's a book you're reading that you're kind of learning a lot of this stuff, and you've always
The
been
color,
learning. But the
the
color of the
color
law,
of
right?
the color of law will, man, you will look at everything. If you are serious about if you buying back the block, buying rental properties, the
Mm-hmm.
color of law, this individual, bro, he breaks it down how African Americans were strategically kept out of the wealth transfer and housing in America. And so far I'm in the middle of the book, but he has cases like cases up to 2008 with the home loan crisis. He names the banks that were sued because they were doing they were offering predatory loans to African Americans even if they were 700 plus. They were putting them in
Wow.
bad loan products even if
On
they had a
purpose.
700 plus on purpose, just because they were black. So this 2000, but he breaks it down of how everything, like, so one thing I didn't know, and I made a video about it on my Instagram, was
Mm-hmm.
the first public housing was made for lower middle class white people. Okay,
Okay.
so what they did was they realized that black people needed a place to stay.
Right.
So they like, yo, we don't want them in houses in our neighborhoods. So what we gonna do? We want to build out suburban America.
Okay.
So they offered all the white tenants low interest rate loans in suburban America, and that's how they started to build out suburban Americans. And some of these housing projects, what they practiced was you had to be married. You couldn't have kids out of wedlock. You had to be clean. no
Right.
bugs. Okay.
Okay.
However, you recall decades later, they told black people, "Oh, you can't be married and live here. Oh, you can't have no man in the house and live here,"
Wow.
because they knew the power of having family structure.
Right.
They knew, all right, we ain't gonna break it down on our side, but we're gonna break it down on their side because we're gonna put them against each other. So
Divide and conquer.
divide and conquer. I'm learning all in this book, The Color of Law. Guys, I strongly recommend you pick it up and read it if you're serious about, building up the community, buying back the block. I've been buying in the hood since '07, since I got in the business.
Yeah.
And I try to offer affordable housing. It gets tough. A reason why I say it gets tough because with gentrification, taxes go up. So unfortunately, I got to go up on my rent. But I do everything I can to keep the properties affordable. I still have um, $700-800 rentals, bro. Even though you cannot get them, I'm still able to keep some tenants at an affordable rate. But if you're serious about that, man, like that's a good book so you can understand why what happened and how we got to this point. Man, I've been telling
Definitely.
my counterparts for years, like you can't get mad at your parents for not leaving anything behind because my parents were born with no rights. They was born pre-civil rights, so they ain't have all their rights. So you can't get mad at somebody where the law was strategically against them. They did the best they could to, raise you. Now, if you want to leave your kids something, then you work on that. And that book will tell you how it was intentionally done. So, for example, this is a town my grandfather fought in World War II.
Okay.
He was a veteran. What happened was in the GI Bill when they came home, they when they went over there, they promised them that they can get these cheap home loans to buy houses. In
Right.
this one particular town, New Jersey, Levittown, they built it out for the retired. I'm sorry, for the veterans who came home from World War II under one condition: no blacks veterans could be allowed in this subdivision. So what happened was when those people died and their kids inherited that house, well, their kids inherited the house that was worth 300,000. Meanwhile, the black veterans, their kids didn't inherit nothing or something worth very little because
What?
of where they had to live at, and that was purposely done.
Bro, this is so all right. So I'm in the military, right? I had no, like there's certain things that I know, right? I know all the shenanigans that happened when we got back from Vietnam and how the military personnel were treated, and at this point, still a little bit to this day, were treated. But that part, I didn't know. Like honestly and upfront, I did not know. Bro, I gotta get this book.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm messing around. I gotta get this book.
a lot of people didn't know, but that GI Bill after World War II
Right.
didn't fully apply to black people. So yeah, man, that so just keep that in mind that GI Bill. So therefore, we got kept out of the wealth transfer. So
Right.
now it's important for people in our age bracket, younger people, get life insurance, bro. If you young, I don't have any kids. My father, my beneficiary. Just get some life insurance because you don't want to be a burden to somebody when they pass. In every religious community, regardless of religion, we all get the text messages and the GoFundMe links on social media when somebody passed because we got to raise money. You know what I mean? We in a different day and age. We can get life insurance these days, get life insurance, buy assets so that you can, if you want to pass them on, if you just want to live good, but buy assets, man. They kept us out for a reason. And now we have the opportunity to grow wealth. It's going to be hard, but what isn't hard? Working a job for 30, 40 years is hard. So
Right.
you pick your heart and pick the heart that's going to be worth it for you.
So let me ask you this, Nas, and this is something because I'm really interested. It's something I've been working on. I'm working. I want to get to 625 doors within the next 4 years before I retire out of the military. But I want to buy Black the Block. How would I get started in doing that with somebody who doesn't have a crap ton of money? I'm not on Max Maxwell or Nas El Arabi's numbers right now yet. Quote me that. But before I get there, how would I get started? What kind of things do I need to be doing and looking at to get to that point where I can buy back the block and be effective that way?
Okay, all right. So how can you get back to black? You gotta identify a neighborhood you want to live in. The bet,
Okay.
yo, bro, information, bro, is getting like I didn't know this, right? When I first started buying rentals in '08, bro, I didn't know this. If I would have known this, bro, I'd have been so much further along. Something called the burst strategy.
Okay.
Buy, rehab, rent, refinance, repeat.
Repeat. Roger that.
Okay, bro, you all right? My problem was I was going to Fannie and Freddie to get loans.
Right.
Nah, that's not who you want to talk to. You want to build a relationship with your local community bank
Okay.
because they keep their loans on the books. They're loaned to an LLC and they keep them on their books. When I say keep them on their books, they don't sell to Fannie and Freddie. So no major bank is gonna for a single family house that I know of is gonna give you a loan for your LLC. All right, they're gonna say,
Right.
nah, we'll do a loan in your name. We'll do a loan in your name, but they ain't gonna do an LLC. So the local banks will do the loan in your LLC, and you can have more than 10 properties.
Ah, that's the key right there. That's the key. Because I've heard that, and this is the first time I've heard it. I had a mentor told me, he said, "Hey, I can't get any more properties because I'm already at my line, at my limit." So he had to change the way he was doing things. But he didn't. Of course, he didn't know at the time, right? And this is what happens when you get somebody who you watch and you pay attention to. You learn. Go ahead, Nas. I'm gonna shut up. I'm sorry. I'm getting excited. Go ahead.
Nah, no, it's real, bro. Cause
Yeah,
I
that's
bought
important.
my second rental in '09. I tried to get my third. He was like, "Oh, nah, your debt to income too high." But if
Wow.
I'd have known this information, I could have avoided all that.
Right.
So, all right, if you have, if you're in a situation, if you have money, um, and I recommend you have money because you need a $5,000 reserve for each rental property you own. Because
Okay.
with rental property, it's not if, it's when something goes wrong. So
Fact.
you can have the greatest intentions in the world, but have a reserve because if that HVAC go out, in the middle of winter, and that's the heating source, they don't have to pay you rent if you
Yeah,
can't afford
it's
to
gonna suck.
replace that.
Right.
And they go to court and say, "Yo, I ain't got no heat." The judge said, "Oh, no, you ain't got to get out nowhere." So, hey, bro, like that will happen. So, with that being said, that's what will happen. So you want to have a line of credit, some type of money put up. I recommend you getting like a hard money lender or a private money lender. And what you can do is you can a good site, a Lima One Capital, Lima Lima one ONE capital.com. Like you get them maybe to finance the property when you're buying it. Then you can refinance with either them or a local bank, and you get your money back out the deal, and then you rinse and repeat and just continue to build and build and grow that portfolio that way,
Right.
just off that same money. And when you before you even get started in this, talk to your local banks, see what's their seasoning requirements. Seasoning requirements. Hey, you gotta have that property 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 2 years. I heard it longer. Some people 2 years. Whereas before we will refinance and let you get cash out that property. So that's an important question you want to ask these local banks. But you
Right.
got to talk to the commercial department. So you could ask to speak to the commercial department. If you got to break it down and be like, "Yo, what you mean?" I'm like, "Yo, I'm trying to buy rental properties in my LLC." You know what I mean? "Oh, okay, yeah, I'm gonna send you over to this guy," and then just ask them once you get over to the right department. Hey, what's your seasoning requirements on refinance? "Oh, well, we asked for 6 months. We asked for 1 year. We asked for 3 months." They'll let you know.
Right. I like it. I like it. That's great advice, Nas. I apologize. My head was down for those of you watching because I'm writing notes. I'm not playing. I'm taking notes because this sounds like something you can do with duplexes, triplexes, and quads as well, which is exactly what I want to get after getting that 625 doors. All right, Nas. So I know you're a busy dude, and we got. God, I want to talk some more about Ghana, but I know you're a busy guy. So let's talk. Normally, two questions that I ask at the end of each episode. And what that is oh, sorry, for those who are watching, if you'd like to ask a question, feel free. Nas, if that's okay, Q&A, we do a short Q&A if some questions come through in the next 5 or 6 minutes. In the meantime, though, I asked two questions. One is what we call troop to task, Nas, and that's where you give the listener or the viewer one thing that they can do right now to change the path that they're on, to be effective, and to get to the place where you're at as we speak. So I'm gonna give you the floor.
Okay, so you said to get where I'm at. All right, so I was going to just give you out some general advice, man, to do what's right for you. Just because real estate was my vehicle does not mean it's going to be your vehicle. But to get where I'm at, man, first things first, I would say start to read self development books. I started
Love
reading
it.
at 26. That was late in life. 26. That was stupid of me. So, and when I started to read and apply what I was reading, that's when my life started to change at 26. But why wait? The earlier the better. If you're older than 26, it is never too late. So, with that being said, start to read self development books. Find out what you want to do and go after it. Now, if you want to get to my position, learn everything you want about you can about real estate and start driving for dollars. Okay. When I was doing when I first started my journey, I read a real estate book and then a self help book. Real estate self help, and I'm driving for dollars because this word is full of negativity. You have to pay your dues when you get into business. You're gonna go through a process. You don't start in August and then get rich and by October. It doesn't work like that. Okay. So with that being said, it's a process and you got to go through the process. It took me 8 months to get my first deal. Took my partner Max 3 weeks to get his first deal. He made 15 grand on his first deal. I made 2,000 on my first deal. So everybody's path, everybody's journey is different,
It's different.
but it's going to take time. And so that you won't give up, I strongly recommend you read self development books, you watch motivational speakers on YouTube, listening to audiobooks so you can prepare yourself for the process.
I like it. Great advice. What would you say is your favorite self development book thus far that you've read?
All right, man, I got so many, but one that really affected my life, man, and changed my life. Stemming Graham, you can make it happen, bro. Prior to that, man, I used to always blame everybody else, man. It was Oliver Perry's fault, man, that I working in the call center, bro. Why I'm making this $12 dog? This ain't me, man. I had to take ownership, man. I ain't, man. I got a 1.8 in high school, bro. A
Right.
1.8 GPA in high school. Cheated all through college, bro. I ain't never applied myself to nothing. So I always took the easy way out. So I got the
Yeah.
easy results. You know what I mean? Like this, you
I'm
want to
with
do
you.
easy? This
I'm with you. I'm
this
with
is the easy result. Now answer these phones to get for $12 an hour. So I had to take ownership of my life, man. Take responsibility, man. I just started doing that going forward, man. That is nobody's responsibility to ensure that I'm successful. I got to ensure I'm successful. So yeah, man. I just had to take ownership, man.
Bro, no, listen, no judgment. I got out of college by the skin of my teeth. I talked my way out of college. That's how I knew I had a silver tongue. That's that's how I ended up deciding. All right, I'm a podcast. I know I can talk, so I'm just go with what I know. I talked my way out of college. I am not mad at you, bro, at all. All right,
Hey,
so
what school you finished at?
I went to Virginia State University. Shout out Virginia State University. I
What year you
apologize. I'm
graduated?
not. Graduated in '05 is when I graduated.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
See, me and you had it easier than the kids now. Bro,
Oh,
I graduated in '07, but I used to buy papers on the internet and turn them in.
you didn't even edit them. You just full on bought them and turned them in. No
Swear
edit,
to
no
God.
nothing.
No, nothing. I didn't even read them. I wouldn't even read them. So I just buy it like the topic. If it's a topic, yeah. A teacher, called me out on it one time, but yeah, man, like that's
Bro.
yeah, bro. Yeah.
I ain't mad at you. Listen, I'm not mad at you. I get it. It ain't easy as it was, and it's still not easy now to get out of college and just graduate. Particularly when you know it's not. Let's be honest. Some of us is not our strong suit. It just is what it is. You got the Gary V's, the Nasers, you've got the Maxes, you've got the Trumps, cats who don't make it, but so far. But my God, on the back end, they're making it happen some way somehow. And it's just the game. That's just how it goes. But that self awareness is just like you said. It goes back to the books you read. Having the awareness to know that and just be okay with who you are. So next, Nas, let's. I'm gonna ask you this question. This question's tough. It's the toughest question I normally ask. And what this question is: what question do you wish you were asked more often? And what's the answer to that question?
Well, damn. Okay. So, what question I wish I was asked more often, man?
Yep.
Um, I can't really say, man. I mean, if ask me about neighborhoods, man. Ask me, about the history of, you know, real estate and development, like what we
Yeah,
talked about earlier. Like, whereas black people couldn't get loans to get fair housing. The FHA, like the stuff like that. I'm into that. Like one thing in high school and college, bro, it's been times where that was Black History was the only class I passed and got the best grade. So,
wow,
that's what I'm interested in. That's what I'm
right.
passionate about. I mean, that's my history. So, with that being said, man, ask me stuff about that. Yeah, man. So, and I answered those. You talked about Ghana, so that's what I would
Yeah.
have to say.
Nah, man, I like that honesty. I appreciate that. That's dope. Matter of fact, if it's okay, at some point we're gonna have to get you back on because that's something I really, really want to get in deeper to. Because your knowledge on that, I knew was deep, but bro, you hit me with some stuff. Like I'm gonna have to do my research before I get you on again next time. I gotta have to read like 3 or 4 books and write a
Yeah.
dissertation first. And a matter of fact, I'm gonna turn in a thesis to you. I'm gonna let you grade it and send it back to me. Let me know. Let me know how I do.
Hey, my mother, man, may God be pleased with her, but my mother, man, that, bro, as a kid, bro, she would drag us down to the African American Museum, the Wax Museum down
Mm,
in Baltimore. I say drag me because as a kid, you want to sit at home and play. You don't care about
yeah,
history.
you ain't worry
You
about
know what I
that.
mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, he
Ninja
ain't worried
Turtles is
about
on. We out here watching the turtles.
that Ninja Turtles, Darkwing Ducks.
There
Anyway,
we go.
yeah, so yeah, man, she used to she started young, man, and told me young I was going to college and like young reading, young library card reading. She was a teacher. She graduated from an HBCU, North
Right.
Carolina Central University. So yeah, she started, and then as a kid, you just into it, like, oh wow, yeah, 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 So
Yeah.
yeah, man, credit to my mother, man. She passed when I was 14 and in '98, but credit to her, bro.
But yeah, bro. Yeah. Shout out to moms. Bless her heart and bless her soul. Thank you for giving us such a wonderful dude out here in the street to help us out with all the stuff we figuring out. So
Thanks.
with
Yeah.
that said, bro, that's we're definitely gonna get you back on if it's all right. I'm gonna hold you to it because I got you on camera and it's recording, and we've had at least 4 or 5 people look. So 4 or 5 people hold me to it to make sure I reach back out to Nas at some point in time. But Nas, bro, thank you again so much for coming on, brother. I want to make sure I give you the floor real quick so you can put all your connection stuff out there, your IG, your site, whatever products, whatever you want to do. I'm gonna give you the floor so you can knock that out. It's on
All
you, bro.
right, cool, bro. Well, look. Make sure y'all hit me up Instagram, Real Estate Doru, YouTube, Real Estate Doru. The new ebook is out, right? I know this is the hard copy. I don't sell the hard copy, but the new ebook is out. How to Flip Houses Like Burgers 2.0. That's out. If you don't trust me, you don't know me. If you go to fliphouseslikeburgers.com, I'll give you the first 3 chapters for free. And then if you decide you want to purchase more, you can. But it's a step by step. It's little fluff, more information that on how you can flip houses like burgers to start wholesaling, etc. We got the course out, one deal away to get you the wholesaling 3 to 5 deals a month. But if you just need the ebook or the course, hey, that's your decision. If you you can go to maxandnas.com and register now. I strongly suggest you get in because we will do a price increase soon. We're talking about. So yeah, that's basically it, man. So holla at me, man. But yeah, I'm on Instagram.
I love it. I love it. So for those of you who did not hear, go to those sites. Matter of fact, in the show notes afterwards, I'm gonna pull out the information. I'm gonna make sure I drop it in the site so I can make sure I put it into the show notes of this. And yeah, make sure you go check out Nas. Nas will change the way you think about quite a few things. I promise you. And you're gonna run into Max. It just happens by proxy. They're boys. They're tight. It is what it is. And don't judge Nas if he's wearing Hornet stuff. He's a Hornet. Doggone it. I think he should always wear Hornet stuff as far as I'm concerned. I was gonna give you we gotta find you a Larry Johnson jersey. That's what we need. We need Nas in a grandmama jersey out in the street. That's what I want. So
Yeah, yeah, man. Yeah, man. My man from Jersey bought me one, but it was too big, man. He got me. I'm a large. He got me the extra large joint, but yeah, I'm a Hornets fan, bro. We got LaMelo Ball. We just
bro, he
signed
playing.
Jello, so we
Playing.
got Jello. I don't know what he offered, but last year I was pleased with the direction we're going
Yeah.
in. As a Hornets fan, we didn't make the playoffs, but I'm pleased with the direction we're getting better than we was. So Our future looks bright. So hopefully, Jordan could get us in the right directions into the Eastern Conference Finals or the finals for the first time in Hornets history.
Facts. Listen, I'm a Hornets fan as well. I was born in Carolina, grew up a good chunk of life in Carolina. So Tar Heels, Hornets, Panthers, Hurricanes. If it's Carolina, I'm there all day. I'm with you. LaMelo has been a blessing to say the least. That mess is crazy. How good that boy has been. Like it don't make no sense. Rookie of the year, didn't he get just not too long ago? Got rookie of the year, bro.
Absolutely, he got rookie of the year, bro. He came in ready because he had the professional experience from across seas, but he just came in just playing like, whoa, this guy
smoking.
is
My man was smoking.
I'm even though I'm a Jersey boy, I always grew up Tar Heels, bro. Tar Heels. My mother's from Carolina,
Yes.
my father from Carolina.
Yes.
So Tar Heels. It's on my bucket list. I was talking to Max about it. It's on my bucket list. I gotta go to a Duke Carolina game.
Bro.
And ideally in the Dean's Dome.
In the Dean Dome, yep.
Yeah, I gotta do it. I've been wanting to do this as a kid, so I told him, get his money ready because he got to go.
Listen. I need you to let me know when that happens. That's on my no lie. And this is not for camera. I know there's two of y'all watching. We gonna stop talking about real estate. We talking about Carolina right now. I want to go watch that same game in the Dean Dome, bro. And I have to. Like, I wanted to do it before Dean Smith passed, before he left the team, and he's passed.
Me too.
God bless his heart. I wanted to, but it wasn't going to happen. I just wanted the mindset to make it there. Now, I am going to make it to that game, bro. Let me know. I might be in the nosebleed seats, doggone it, but I'm be there. Just let me know. Just let me know.
Same way, bro. Like, I gotta be there, man. Since a kid, when they played on ESPN, Dick Vitale doing their I said, yo, and I had a cousin graduate from the UNC Chapel Hill. Now, granted, I'm in grade school when he was there. I understand now, but I used to be like, yo, give me Eric Montross's autograph. Give me Rasheed Wallace's autograph.
I want everybody to know.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. But he a man. Like, he ain't gonna just, hey, bro, let me get your autograph. And I don't think back then they could give out autographs anyway. But I don't know the exact NCAA rules. But yeah, like now the kids can get paid. So, but yeah. But anyway, yeah, like I was on, bro. I used to come to school with my Tar Heel starter coat. You know what I mean?
Oh, whoa! Don't listen. The Tar Heel starter coat was the greatest item. From middle school to high school. I don't care what nobody said. That silky smooth feel on it, the little sheen it had on the white. Bro, don't get me started.
I had it, dog. I had it
too. I love that jacket. Bro.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And of course, I never seen Michael Jordan play as a Tar Heel. I seen him, we both witnessed his greatness in the 90s. But yeah, I want to say Jordan got drafted in like 84, and I was born in 83. So yeah. Yeah,
bro.
Man,
man, don't give me. I tell you, don't give me. I had the Hornets painted on the wall in my bedroom as a kid when I was living in Virginia. I hand painted. I drew it out. I painted it. I wish I had pictures of that. I'll get my parents on here to witness. But man, I was looking at I was gonna do a Tar Heels one too. I was gonna put Ramsey's right on the wall. As a matter of fact, I got Ramsey's right behind me. You can see him blurred out, but he's right there.
I see him. Yeah.
All day, every day, twice on Sunday. But anyway, all right, Nas, we're gonna do the outro. Nas, don't go nowhere. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you so much for watching. I've been Oliver Perry. This is the Real Estate Doru. Where's my finger there? Real Estate Doru. He's a Doru, not a guru, because he actually does this business. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time. Go check out the ebook. Remember, you're better than you were, but you're not half as good as you're gonna be. Thank you so much. Love you guys. I'll see you again soon.